Terrorism, Islam, and Muslims have become an ever-increasing topic in our society. As a matter of fact, about 3 years ago, my son asked me a question. He said, "Dad, are all Muslims bad?" And immediately, of course, I said no. But I actually wasn't very comfortable about my answer. That question has started me on a 3-year journey. And this is what I've learned. By now, many of you know that Islam started over 1400 years ago by a man named Muhammad. And immediately, almost nobody was interested in this terribly flawed ideology. He was able to recruit a couple of friends and a couple of close family members. So discouraged, he moved to Medina. But guess what? No one was interested there either. So what did Muhammad do? He started a new concept. It was called proselytization by the sword, which basically means either you join our religion or we kill you. And that is how Islam has been spread for the last 1400 years. As a matter of fact, in 1400 years, Islam has only known 12 decades of peace. And most of that time, Islam was busy recuperating from its previous battles or trying to amass an army for the next battle. Over 1400 years, Muslims have killed 270 million people, 80 million Indians alone. They have slaughtered entire countries. No other religion or political movement is even close. There are some out there that will try to manipulate the numbers, but look closely, scrutinize, and you will find that by far Islam is the most violent religion in history. But that's ancient history, you say. Things are different today. No, not at all. Since 9/11, Muslims have committed over 20,000 acts of terrorism. That's right, there have been more acts of terrorism than there have been days. There are 365 days in a year. There have been 15 years since the attacks on 9/11. That means Islam has been responsible for over 5.5 attacks per day since 9/11. Additionally, over 80 to 90% of all wars currently being fought worldwide right now are being fought by Muslims. So basically, if you magically removed Muslims from the face of the earth, or otherwise remove them, you basically have a condition of world peace. But now, the narrative being peddled by the mainstream leftist media is that only a tiny percentage of Muslims actually are radical or radicalized. Well, Ben Shapiro does an amazing job of shredding this myth. Through his example, we can find out that over 50% of all Muslims have radical views. As a matter of fact, most Muslims believe in things like Sharia law, where stoning people to death is okay, where honor killings are okay, where they behead Christians and Jews and throw homosexuals off of buildings. Islam is the only religion that if you make fun of it, they kill you. Saying Islam is the religion of peace is like saying Hitler was a friend of the Jews. Now I'm going to introduce you to a couple quick concepts. The first one is economic jihad. Have you noticed that Muslims seem to be buying up every gas station, convenience, and hotel they can get their hands on? This is not by accident. They then take this money and send it back home, and often it goes to terrorist organizations. So if you are frequenting Muslim-owned businesses, you may be aiding the cause of jihad. And then there's a concept called taqiyya. Taqiyya is the Islamic practice of deception. It is permitted, no, it's actually encouraged, that they lie to advance Islam. So a Muslim can swear on the Holy Quran and be lying about everything he says. They are encouraged to make friends with you, and this is a quote from the Quran, so that they can draw out your weaknesses and take advantage of them. But one of the most dangerous parts of Islam is the birth of each new Muslim child. It is actually part of their plan to outpopulate us. The average Muslim couple has 8 children per couple. The average non-Muslim couple has around 1.6 children. So they are literally trying to make so many babies that eventually there are more of them than there are of us. They have spent millions of dollars to get their culture promoted within our schools. They are in our grammar schools, it's in our high schools, and in our university. The Muslim agenda is being pushed, and this is backed by millions of Muslim dollars. Understand this, Islam and its politics of war cannot be separated. So they come here and they hide behind the concept of freedom of religion, using it as history's most dangerous Trojan horse, which will eventually open like a great cancer, spread, and kill its host. So when my son asked me 3 years ago if all Muslims are bad, I guess I should have said, Islam is the greatest danger the world has ever known, and its spread must be stopped, because the Muslims who are peaceful despite Islam, not because of it.